said several times, they did this because of my age, they did that because of my age. What makes you felt that way, or did they just say, you're all woman Liberace, we don't want you up front, we need one of these young women or men at the cash register, and you're washed out, so go back and make the food?
Not only me, but I observed the place. I was doing observation, and I noticed that all the older people was in the kitchen, and all the younger people was up front.
How are you today? The way I understand it is that you used to work for the Slutty Vegan outlet or operation at Spelman, and you were terminated. You are alleging that that was based on age discrimination, it was a hostile place to work, etc. And you're not quite sure why they didn't let you back on. I guess it was part of termination. I want to start by asking you how you served the company. You let them know, I'm suing you, so that they have a chance to say, oh, well, I'm going to ignore it, which is sort of what's happened here, or I'm going to get a lawyer and respond, or I might just respond, I don't have to have a lawyer. Tell me what steps you took to let the restaurant know you were suing them.
Your Honor, they were 20. I came down here to Superior Court. I filed a civil lawsuit against Slutty Vegan for age discrimination. On March the 3rd, the sheriff served Slutty Vegan.
You gave him an address on Edgewood, and so that's the address you gave. That's where the sheriff dropped that stuff off.
Yes.
Okay. Had you ever heard of the person who received it? Was named Justice Philemon. That's someone you knew?
No.
Well, talk to me about your situation and what you think your damages are. If they owe you for wages that you didn't have, and let me actually take a step back. When did you work there?
I was working for Slutty Vegan for a year and some months. But that new location, I only worked there for like a month. That's filming.
Got it. Where were you working before?
I was working at the other Slutty Vegan on Edgewood.
The one where they ended up serving Mr. Philemon. So you'd been with the restaurant company for over a year. Did you ask to go to Spelman, or did they say, hey, we're going to move you over there?
I asked to go to Spelman because I thought I was going to get a different treatment, but it was the same treatment with age discrimination.
So you thought new space, new place, new shift managers would be a better situation?
Yes, sir.
It wasn't?
No.
Well, talk to me about the treatment, and then let's wrap up with what you think ought to happen as a result of what occurred.
The treatment that I encountered at Slutty Vegan was age discrimination. I was the oldest one there, and they had a lot of younger people that was younger than me. So they put me in the kitchen in the back. They put all the younger people in the front. And many times I had requested to not be back there. They refused to put me up front because of my age.
You've now said several times, they did this because of my age, they did that because of my age. What makes you felt that way, or did they just say, you're all woman Liberace, we don't want you up front, we need one of these young women or men at the cash register, and you're washed out, so go back and make the food?
Not only me, but I observed the place. I was doing observation, and I noticed that all the older people was in the kitchen, and all the younger people was up front.
So it wasn't explicit where they said, all right, everyone over 35, you go back there. Everyone under 25, you go up there.
Like, it was jokes. They made repeatedly jokes. They would call me auntie. Auntie, get back there in the kitchen, you know. They were just saying derogatory, slang words towards me.
And when you say they, it would be management, or it would be the younger employees in front, because they're not your boss?
It would be the younger employee and manager.
But it was management that would say auntie or things like that, get back in the back.
It was manager and in the regular employees.
Was the pay different?
Pay was different. The people in the front, we don't receive the tips in the back, but the people in the front, they receive tips plus the pay.
What did you make on an hourly rate in the back?
It was just $11 an hour.
And what would you make in the front?
You probably, $11 plus tips.
And you requested more than one occasion, could I please get up to the front? And we're told no. Was there some kind of special skill in the front, like you had to be able to juggle and you don't know how to juggle, or you had to use a kind of knife and you didn't know how to use that knife?
Oh, no, because that's basically what I was doing in the back using the knife. It's because they wanted all the older people in the kitchen and all the younger people up front. That was the very reason why they was doing that.
And they never told you that, but you have to be a dummy to figure that one out, is what it sounds like.
They would do little side jokes about the older people in the back, you know, like their way of telling us, like, y'all old people get back in the kitchen, you know, like joking.
Yeah.
That's the way they was telling us.
What kind of ages would you put on the people who had to stay in the back? Y'all old heads.
It was 40 and up.
The old heads are 40 and up. They're in the back making everything. And then people in their 20s are the ones, the shiny faces saying, welcome to Slutty Vegan.
Like,
how can I help you?
17. I think the oldest least was about, they weren't even 25. So it was 25 and under front.
What kind of damages are you seeking?
Punitive damage. It's just for the wrongful action that they did, neglecting, wrongful termination. Then they retaliated against me. On February the 20th, I complained. I got the text message, all the messages I have on my phone. I complained about age discrimination to my manager, Toya.
At the Spelman location?
Yes, sir. I have that text message. I complained to her because I was new at the other Slutty Vegan at Spelman. The manager had more credibility than me because he'd been there the longest. Nobody knew who I was. When I complained about the age discrimination, she immediately just believed what the manager said. And I was ignored. Like everything that I said was ignored, neglected. As you can see today that they're not here. Like they even neglected the court order when you order them to be here. And it's like everything is ignoring and neglecting and not responding.
All right, but tell me the retaliation part.
On February the 20th, I complained about age discrimination. On February the 24th, I got fired right after I complained about that.
Did they say, well, we fired you because you made everyone sick with the vegan burgers, or what was the explanation for you getting fired?
There was no explanation. I got text message, why, what happened, and no response.
Do you know what it means to be an at-will employee versus someone with an employment contract? Is that?
No, sir.
You were working at Slutty Vegan. Did you have a contract that you signed, or?
No, it's just regular. No, just like I went there and got hired.
You had an interview and they said, great, it'll work. You're going to work in the kitchen.
Exactly.
And you were at the Edgewood place for a long time and then said, let's try it out at Spelman. So you were fired the day after you complained. Was that the first time you had complained about the age discrimination?
Yeah, that was the first time.
And you're fired the next day. They didn't give you any explanation.
Yeah, it was 4 days later. I was yes, and they didn't give me any explanation.
I think you said in your complaint that like they barred you. Like, did you try to go back to work? Mm-hmm. And they said, get out of here? Did they call the police? What happened?
Family police, yes, sir. I was on the line while the manager, he was attacking me. He was saying all these type of slur terminology. He was very thuggish like. He was coming towards me because I came up front. And that's the very reason why he was attacking me, because he, like I was telling you, they was telling the older people getting back, you can't come up front. So I said, my job duties is to work the whole place. So I came up front. So therefore, because I came up front to work, that's when the attack came.
So this is a little different. I thought you said that you complained about the age discrimination and then you got fired. But it sounds like in between there.
I'm just telling you the behavior. I'm going like in details, like the behavior job.
So when was it that you said, you know what, I can work anywhere in the restaurant, I'm coming up front, and the manager said, you better not?
That was that day, February the 20th.
And he said, you can't be up front, you gotta be in the back. That's then when you made the complaint to headquarters?
Mm-hmm, that same day.
It wasn't after you made the complaint that because I'm trying to, if I'm wearing the manager's hat, I'm like, who is this lady? Her job is to work in the kitchen, and now she's up front saying, I don't want to work in the kitchen. I'm going to work up front. You don't get to decide that. I'm the manager. I get to decide. So it sounds like you guys butted heads a little bit on that. Yeah. I don't mean physically, but you had a disagreement.
Yes, sir.
Did you go back when he said to go back?
Yes, I went back.
Would that be a reason why you got fired?
You talking about going there?
Going up to the front, saying, I'm not going to work in the back anymore. It's almost like you're going on strike.
I can say that the reason why I got fired is because I complained. Complaining got me fired.
Not, I'm going to protest and try to work up front.
No, sir.
Damages, we have to try to quantify them. Talk to me about what you think a fair outcome is.
Of course, this is a very low paying job, so it's very low. It will at least be about 40,000 because if you add it up, I could have been still making future pay. If that would never happen, I could have been still there. And my behavior before that is I never had a problem. They never had a problem with me or nothing. It was just the age thing. So I could have been still working there if they would never discriminate against me because my age. So because of the future pay, what I could have made, I'm asking for that.
Have you tried to get a job in the restaurant business since you were at Slutty Vegan, or you're done with that?
I'm done because it was just so hurtful. I went home, I cried. It's like when someone is powerful and you're like nobody to them. It's like they take advantage of that. Like, well, who are you? You can't do nothing. I dare you. Who you think you is? No one gonna believe you. You're poor. That's the type of behavior they gave me.
You said she. Who's the she?
I'm going into when I contacted the owner because I was so hurtful. I contacted Pinky Cole.
Yeah.
She was very her.
Yeah.
Yes, I contacted her, and she even just kept pushing it off and laughing at it and making jokes. And she was doing similar things that the employees was doing. When I was telling her, "Are you going to allow them to move me? And you have the authority and the power to say what did she do?" And because she was in neglecting that, she had the authority to tell the people, no, she didn't do nothing wrong. She just doing her job. Did she fight you? No. Did she cuss you? No. What did she do? She only doing her job. And she had the authority to tell the chef, do not remove her. But because she neglected and she didn't tell them to stop, that's the reason why I'm here. And it was so hurtful, so embarrassing to get removed from a place that you're working at, and you didn't do nothing wrong.
You described one incident where someone who's just watching from the outside, if I had been at the restaurant that day when you said, I'm moving up front, and the manager's, you can't come up front. I told you that you need to work in the back. Someone who's neutral on all this might think that Liberace's kind of nuts. She's showing out. She's saying, you got to let me work up front. Were there any other instances that someone could point to where it would be Ms. Liberace was acting out in a way? And I don't mean to suggest you were acting out. You were asserting what you felt was your right to, I should be able to work, not just in the back. Let folks who have some experience be up in the front of the restaurant as well. But I could also see how someone would characterize that as insubordination. Were there any other instances like that where you were trying to express yourself or assert your rights where a manager might have thought she's crossing the line?
No, sir, there was no other incident. But I got hired actually for a cashier.
Really?
Yes, that's why I was reacting like that. I asked on my application, it said cashier.
Meaning day one, back when you were at the Edgewood location.
Yes, sir. And because I thought that I was going to be working up front, when I got there, it was a different story. It was like, no, they looked at my age and they said, you're working in the kitchen. And I was like, but you guys hired me for a cashier.
Are there other things you want me to know?
It's just the neglecting, like it's like they don't respond to nothing. Like when I complain about discrimination, not responding. When you guys said the motion of default, not responding. Like I just want you to know that the humiliation I had to go through, they're removing me for nothing that I did wrong. And I had a good reputation on the job. When people, you say my name, they be like, oh, that's the lady that always smiles. That's the lady that always making peace with people. And it hurted me because they destroyed my reputation too. Mm-hmm. Because I had a good name there, and they just destroyed my reputation to make it look like something that it wasn't. And it was just so humiliating and just embarrassing and shameful.
Do you know, is the Edgewood store still open? And it's
still open. She got a business back.
She got it back.
Yeah, that was just she have it.
And the Spelman one is still open?
The Spelman one is closed. She reopened a new store called Bogey.
I know she was going to try to open one at the airport, and the airport's like, I can't rely on this, and so it's not going to be at the airport. It'll be something else. Any questions about anything?
No, sir. I just would like for you to grant me this motion.
So I'll take that under advisement, and I need to enter an order. It'll be a final order in the case that says, here's what we're doing with this. Just so you understand, if I end up awarding you a judgment, it's not like there's a check attached to it. It's a judgment against the business. And then you need to figure out, how do I turn that judgment into actual money. That may involve talking to a lawyer or researching it online, but a judgment from a court in favor of someone doesn't have the money attached. It gives you a right to get that money from that person, that business, whatever it is. Any questions?
No, sir.
All right. Well, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you pursuing your rights.
Thank you so
and I hope you have a good weekend.
You too.
All right. Take care.